Congratulations on the purchase of your new TurboChef fire oven. The oven is just about ready to use out of the box, but there's a couple things you need to know in order to get started. First, the oven weighs about 75 pounds and can be a little awkward, so make sure that you have two people to be able to put that on the counter. Secondly, this oven is intended to have circulation all the way around it, so make sure that you have ample space around the oven. The next thing we need to do is place the oven handles on the door. In your box, you should find a plate, a handle, a set of screws, and then there's two screws on both sides of the glass. We're going to remove those so that we can then put those back in to affix the plate to the door. I'm going to take the plate, I put my first screw in here, get that started. Give it a good turn to make sure it's good and snug, but not over tighten because you don't want to damage or potentially strip the screws. Now we're going to put the handle on the oven. The handle is going to be on the outside with the washer and screw on the inside. So we're going to place the screw through the hole, and we're just going to thread the handle on. This here you can just give it a little turn by hand and that should suffice. Do this on both sides and both handles are ready to go. And the oven is ready to plug in. Now that your handles are installed and your oven's plugged in, you're able to turn it on and begin the heat up process. To do that, on the far left-hand side is a power button. You hit that and turn it on. In the display, you're going to have your upper temperature on your left and your lower temperature on the right-hand side. These are both configurable from 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 842 Fahrenheit or 0 to 450 degrees Celsius. Now, one thing to know, there's no refrigeration component, so if you set it to 32 degrees, it's only going to be as ambient temperature. To adjust these, there's a temperature icon on the far right-hand side. You press it once, and your upper temperature is going to flash. You can adjust, again, any temperature you like. The default is 600 on your upper, and your lower is going to be 700 by default. That's how it's going to be coming out of the box. And that number is basically there to cook most products. That'll do a thin crust or a supreme pizza traditional crust. And your time range is somewhere in about 2 minutes for that. Now, the bottom 6 buttons here are timers. Each one of these are pre-configured, but can also be adjusted to your taste and needs. To adjust the time, you press and hold. The number will come up and flash. You adjust it up or down using the arrow keys. And two ways you can do this. You can either press and hold for 2 seconds to save, or let it time out by just leaving it there, and 5 seconds later it'll save. You do that for each one of your buttons. When the oven's hot, the temperature displays will indicate readings close to where you're set, and you're good to go. In addition to the time and temperature controls that we talked about on the last segment, there's also what's called the admin parameters that you can access via remote password. Now to do that, you're going to press the numbers 2 and 3 simultaneously. Now this information is found on page 8 of your user's manual. So press and hold, and you'll see PA. Now that's for the parameters password. So we're going to go to -19, which is the password, and this cannot be changed. Now we're going to press 2 and 3 again, and this gets us into the parameter screen. The parameter screens go from P0, all the way to P29. But we're going to focus only on P0, which is Fahrenheit or Celsius. Here, the 1 indicates that we're in Fahrenheit. If I move this by using my arrow keys to 0, my display would be in Celsius. Well, I'm going to leave it here in Fahrenheit since we're in the US and most people understand that. Now, the second set of parameters is the upper heater element. Now, to lock this in, I've got this one set at 590 is my lower limit. Then I go to P6, and 605 is my upper. That means that when I get out of this area, Anybody trying to adjust this area here can only move it from the parameters I just set, and only within that temperature zone. So in effect, locking it in. That can also be done for the lower heaters as well, except that is at P9 and P10. You see I got 142 and 842, so they're able to control quite a bit of that range. The next thing we're going to want to worry about is P14, which is my timers beginning here. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I can adjust those here and lock them in, so regardless of what happens, power failure or whatnot, these all start over and they're going to be what I set them to be. And if I want them all to be 95, because that's the only pizza I'm going to have, then it's going to work just great and they're all going to be 95. Okay? Generally speaking, that's all you're going to really need to deal with. There are some other things you might want to do, which is minimum amount of time and maximum amount of time that you can program. That is your P20 and 21. Right now, the defaults are that you can go from 0 seconds all the way up to 1999, but that's 33 minutes, and that's going to be pretty tough. So you might want to lower those down to a usable range. Okay? Then once you got everything adjusted and saved, to save it, you just hit the power off button, and you'll see you have all these 8s come up on the screen. And saving. Now you turn the oven back on. Now, like we said, we adjusted the one setting here. If I go to my top, I can only go down to 590. It's my lower limit. And 605. It won't allow me to go anything like that. So those temperatures are effectively locked in. And generally speaking, that's the maximum program you'll ever have to do for the fire hydrant.